Now mine is navy blue. They're gonna have cobalt. They're gonna have orange steel. You know what I mean? And, hey, it's not a fashion thing.
Yeah.
But you know is, yeah, you know us. We just got trips no matter what we do. So hey, you can kind of swag that thing, style it up, whatever you wear. You know what I'm saying? Some things might coordinate a little bit better. You know, according to your taste. It's all in the end of the day, you keeping the commandments.
Right.
Okay? And when you wear them, you remind it constantly, I got to keep the commandments. Right? So you constantly in that mode, keep the commandments. That's how we got to be in this world. You know, because this world's got you bombarded by different things to get you what? To go on. Right? It got you at odds with your brothers, at odds with your people.
Bring it out.
And this has been predicated years upon years upon years. So now we got to do some reverse engineering in our heads, right? That's why the fringes are important, right? They're a visual reminder to keep the commandments at all times. All right? Okay, brother.
I got you. The last question. Smoking is against the word of God, or we say it is against the word of God.
Give me Sirach. First, I know where you're going. You can get that first, but I won't Sirach 37.
Especially I'm talking about weed.
I know you're talking about weed, right? Now, the Lord has indeed put things on this earth, and weed is one of them plants where it has a seed, it bears a seed. Okay, but it's all in the way that you use these things that it becomes an offense before the Most High, because He put these things for He put these things here for what? To eat, like meat.
Yeah. Smokey was right when he said you had to put it first, right? Just
bring that on for me. All right? No.
In righteousness. It's in righteousness.
Ezekiel, is it Ezekiel 8 and 16?
Because I know some of us that talk about it.
The book of Ezekiel 8 and 16.
Listen to this.
And he brought me into the inner court of the Lord's house. And behold, at the door of the temple of the Lord, between the porch and the altar, were about 25 men, with their backs towards the temple of the Lord, and their faces toward the east, and they worshipped the sun toward the east. Then he said unto me, Hast thou seen this, O son of man? It is a light thing to the house of Judah that they commit the abominations which they commit here. For they have filled the land with violence, and have returned to provoke me to anger. And lo, they put the branch to their nose. They put the branch to their nose.
All right. So that's that act of actually smoking. You know what I mean? And when you roll a blunt, you roll something like that, it looks like a branch. Okay? And when you smoking it, you know, brothers that inhale it up their nose, our ancient forefathers were doing that same thing. Okay? That was an offense. That was an abomination before the Most High. Okay?
That was weed who was doing it?
Yeah, because he is described like a branch. And what looks like a branch? A blunt looks like a lot like a branch. A backwood.
You have a picture of it?
Bring this out real quick. Because at the end of the day, your body is a living temple. So by you taking in those different foreign things like that smoke into your lungs, you're defiling your temple. Okay? And the Most High can't deal with that. Go ahead, bring that out.
This is 1 Corinthians 6 and 19.
Get out.
What know ye not that your body is the temple of the Holy Ghost?
It's what?
It's the
Temple of the Holy Ghost.
Okay.
which is in you, which ye have of God, and ye are not your own.
All right. So you belong to the Most High. And your temple belongs to you. Okay? So it's like you got that body on loan. All right? So you go to, that's what I wanted, Sirach 38. Let's start at the top. So you know what I'm saying, partaking in them acts and engaging and indulging and smoking weed and defiling your temple, the Lord has a consequence for that. Okay?
That's what he
Because you
meant.
got to think about it. Our people, we like to self-medicate. And we like to diagnose ourselves. And one of the main things we like to use to diagnose ourselves is weed. Okay? We think we're blowing off stress. All right? We think we need it to calm our nerves. It's making us feel better. Okay? But we're not physicians. All right? We're not doctors. The Lord has set different certain men in place for you to go to. You should be able to speak to. Did you want a flyer?
Yeah, I just want to know the first, after you finish the first that I want to look at it.
You want to look at it? Okay. Go to
No,
you know what
the
I'm
verse that I have that I want to show you.
Oh, you
so
want to show
can
me a
explain it
verse?
to me, maybe I might understand it.
Okay.
better.
Okay. Yeah. Let me bring this out real quick. This is Sirach 38.
Can I verse 1, right?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, you can see my book. See if you can find it. But listen to this real quick, Katie. I want that in
This
just
is Sirach 38, verse 1. Honor a physician with the honor. Do unto him for the uses which he hath for him. For the Lord hath created him.
Right? So the Lord created the physician. The physician is put in place, okay? It's not somebody that you need to be afraid of. If you got a legitimate infirmity or illness, what do? You go to that physician in order to get better. Now, if you're sitting in front of that doctor telling you, hey, you should consider, and I'm not talking about smoking, because we just explained that smoking is not something that you should be doing with that plant. Okay, so the doctor is you should be smoking anyway. So the first thing we just kind of did these things. Go ahead and read through. Did you have
Verse 2. For of the Most High cometh healing,
Alright.
and he shall receive honor of the king.
Okay. So from the Lord comes your healing. That's why it's important that you beseech the Lord and you seek his guidance. The Lord is telling you right here, something for you, that you need to go and talk to these men that I set in place. You will got confirmed. Okay. We can go back to Genesis. Okay, bring that out real quick.
It's the book of Genesis, chapter 1 and verse 29, and it reads thus. Bring it out. And Yahweh said, behold, I have given you every herb bearing seed.
Okay, so the Lord gave you everything, every herb that comes out of the earth that bears seed, the Lord gave it to you, right? Read on.
Which is upon the face of all the earth,
Okay.
and every tree, and the which is the fruit of a tree yielding seed.
Right.
To you it shall be for meat.
So what do you do with meat? You cook it. Okay. So that's that marijuana should be treated the same way, only if you have a legitimate illness or ailment. And this is another debate that's going on in Israel right now. Okay, you got brothers that think it's okay for you to maybe indulge in an edibles. All right, well that's not really the case. Okay, that's why you have these things in place. That's why the Lord tells you, come to me first, seek me first, and I'll show you what you need to do. You go see that physician. That physician tell you, hey, maybe you should consider eating edible marijuana. Okay, that's between you, the physician, and the Most High. All right, but never at any time should a brother decide, hey, I'm going through so many stresses. I need to smoke. All right, because then you're taking it upon yourself to self-medicate.
Damn spirit on
the medicine at the same time. Okay, which is off. We got our people going out like the brother brought out. We've been doing it for so long, guys. We're doing the same thing. Now go ahead, King. I think you wanted to find something you wanted to bring up.
Before I break it out, I just divorce that say a friend was looking at it is an abomination, right? Yes. Okay. What's the name we have for marijuana in the Bible?
The name for marijuana?
That can also help us
To understand.
it was the same thing they was doing.
See, that's the problem, because you're not going to see the literal word weed.
No,
Now, shout
not-
out to
yeah,
weed
yeah,
or
yeah.
marijuana anyway. But herb, you'll see herb. All right, you'll see the Lord kind of. This is another thing that you'll see throughout the Bible. The Lord talking hip talk. Okay, so he's breaking it down to you like he's putting that branch to your nose. That branch, that's that backwood.
Oh, backwood. That's why the brain shoot.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah, because what brothers do today, they go get a backwood, and that backwood is pretty much what it leaves. And when you break it down, you roll it up, it look like what? It look like a branch off a tree. And you wouldn't have it. Okay, so it's getting explicit for you. It's letting you know the exact act of what you know what I'm saying? That's what brothers do today.
Yeah. Like me, I do it.
Right.
And I ain't got a lie.
Right. And see, this is what makes it. That's what makes this conversation so
Brother.
beautiful, right? Because we can show you that through the Bible, not our own words and interpretation of things, why we believe, why we know this to be true, that our people is not meant to be indulgent and weed in that way. Okay, this is what I want to get you to think about. Now the wheels in your mind should be turning. Okay, because nobody's expecting you right now. I mean, I would love it, and I think that would be a very mighty thing if you could do that. Just walk away from it today. Okay, but we know how this thing works. All right, we coming out of the world, so we used to do these things too. All right, we didn't just spawn and now we're just perfect Israelites keeping the commandments. Okay, so we coming from the same mindset. You know, feeling like we need to blow off steam or blow off stress, and that's one way that I conclude to do that.
For example, we also have people with anger issues.
Right.
Like me, like this good, you know, patience, like we have anger issues, stuff like that.
Right.
Okay. And the Bible also says it is for me, right? Okay. For example, like people that come in the Caribbean, maybe he might know it. I think Jamaican, right? Oh, okay. That's the flag. Okay. Like people that come in the Caribbean, like we can use one thing and we use it more than one way. Yeah. Like for example, I'm gonna take for example plantain. You know plantain. Like plantain. Some people burn it. Some people boil it. Some people fry it. Some people make juice with it. Any way you use it, it's not the same, right?
Right.
Right?
Yeah, it's still the same plantain, just used in a different way.
Okay. I'm gonna use the herb. Now, if that's also not good, you can no advice. Okay. What about if you make tea with it?
If you want to make tea with it.
Because you can make tea with it, you can also, the Bible also says you can use it as a meat. So the Bible never told you don't use it, right?
No, the Bible never said that, but at the same time, you want to be sure that you're not taking and twisting the doctrine, or twisting the word in order for you to do what you feel like you're doing. Okay? Because even though the word didn't say that you can't do these things, it didn't say you can do it for recreation. So you want to make sure you've got something going on internally, some sort of illness or ailment or infirmity that the recommendation is that you treat it with marijuana, by eating and drinking. Now, if you got something going on, some sort of infirmity in the body, then you know you're covered by the law, because the law dictates that. Okay? Does that make sense? Not really?
I'm gonna be real with you, and I'm gonna speak reality.
Okay.
All right. The Word of God do help us, but the Word of God, for me, that's how I see it. The Word of God don't change us in one day.
That's right.
We might know the words, and we might never do what it said, right? Because it's just because a lot of time, like you say, we've been through the Babylon system for so long, for many years. And say like, for example, right? Say like I say, okay, I'm not gonna smoke it, but I'm gonna make tea with it. Do you think it is against God?
For you to make tea?
Yeah.
Well, how are you using that tea? You gotta think about it. Are you
Like
using it
drinking.
to just kind of drink it? You just kind of trying to feel good? And
No.
Another one?
For two things. Because a lot of time, I also watch what scientists say about it. Scientists also say it's help you with asthma. I don't know if you know about it also. And scientists also say it's help you with I can't remember, but scientists also say it's help you with disease.
Oh, no. What's up, baby? How y'all doing, man?
All right. Yeah. What you think about it? Do you have any thoughts there?
Well, see, you got to think about it at the same time. Now, did you come to the Lord about it first? Did you bring that thing? Did you go see a physician? Did you take every proper precaution that you needed to do? Did you fast on it? You see, do these things first before you go running right to it. You see what I'm saying? That way you know that you're walking, you're walking in that proper path. And the Lord is kind of something with you. He's still showing you how you go about this thing. Okay, not just running to it. And that's the first thing you do. I'm just gonna drink this tea. Okay, you're gonna pray on that thing. You're gonna beseech the Lord. You're gonna beseech the Most High. You're gonna be out on the fast about it. Okay, clear your body, clear your spirit. All right. Then accept that guidance. How you know what I'm saying? It's gonna come from another man. How else are you going to know what to do? It's not like the Lord is going to come down and tell you, hey, you can drink or you can't drink. Okay? How else we going to know these things unless a man teaches? Give me Acts 8. Was
Go ahead. Bring that up.
It's the book of Acts, chapter 8, and verse 30, and it reads thus.
Bring it out.
And it reads thus. And Philip read linear to him, and heard him read the prophet Isaiah, and said, understanding thou what thou readest.
Right.
And he said, how can I expect some man to guide me? And he desired. And he said, how can I except some man should guide me?
Okay.
And he desired Philip that he would come up and sit with him.
So the key word there is guidance. You need to have guidance. Don't just jump into these things and start indulging and thinking, you might have found some sort of remedy. All right, take the proper steps first. Brother, I think the brother had a mic. So go ahead and bring it up.
This is Revelation 18, verse 23.
Bring it out.
The light of the candle shall shine no more at all in you,
Okay.
and the voice of the bridegroom and of the bride shall be heard no more at all in you.
Okay.
For thy merchants were the great men of the earth, for by thy sorcery were all nations deceived.
Okay. So smoking weed, that's a form of sorcery. Okay. You kind of got spirits that's hopping over. You kind of feeling like you're mellowing out. Everything is kind of, what I'm saying? You're feeling good right now. You're in the spirit of that. All right. That's what that's going into. All right. So you want to abstain from all manner, all entities of sorcery. Okay. Take a fly, brother. You know that goes against God's commandments. Okay. All right. You're putting the pieces together. You're putting them together for you. All right. Did you have another question? Okay. Go ahead. Because you're right. The Lord never changes.
That means we're not supposed to use it. That's what this is like.
If the Lord put it there and it's got and it brings forth seed, there's a method and a way that you're supposed to use it. Okay, and it's not for replication. It's in order to cure certain things in the body. We're misusing things and we're using it, and we're using it in the wrong way. So we're getting the wrong results from it.
We're going to precept real quick.
Wisdom of Solomon 16, verse 12. For it was neither herb nor modifying pastures that restored them to health,
Right.
but thy word,
Right.
O Lord, which healeth all things.
Hear that? So it's the word first and foremost, right? It's the Lord that heals you. Okay? First and foremost, that should be your first thought, your first mentality. Lord, how can I get this? Please heal me of this infirmity, this illness, this stupid thing that I got going on. So that you're not running and idolizing this different, this thing, this week. And that's what people do. Right? So we idolize it. First thing and last thing on your mind is smoking. Waking up, you think about smoking. You go to bed, you think about smoking. You're getting off of work, you're thinking about smoking. Going to work, you're thinking about smoking. Okay? Before you even eat, after you eat, you're trying to flame it. You see what I'm saying? We're idolizing, we're turning these things into gods. Alright? It's taken away from the most high. I ain't never with that. Okay, bro.
That means like we gotta come to the Most High first.
Come to the Lord first.
Okay. And then after, if we use it, what?
And if here's the thing, here's the trick about it. You can't just pray and then go, I'm cool now. I can go ahead.
Yeah.
No, brother, you still got to go and take the proper precautionary measures. That means you got something going on in your mind, something that's causing your body to stress and it's causing you pain. You got to go see a doctor. Don't be afraid to go see a doctor. Don't be afraid to go see him because the Lord puts us in.
What doctor can give you for anger?
What can a doctor give you for anger? It may not be something that he can physically, like a pill or something, but it's something that he can kind of suggest that you start doing to relieve that anger, that fear. First of all, you're going to be praying to the Lord for him to remove that
Right.
from you. You're going to be fasting. You're going to be going into fasting, okay? Fasting, some things is not going to leave you other than prayer and fasting. Let me get that for a second, person. Okay.
By the way, where can I buy a book like this?
You can find that on Amazon. All you do is type in 1611 Bible. 1611 Bible. Yeah, go ahead and put that. Let it on.
Matthew 17:21.
The book of Matthew, chapter 17, In verse 21, and it reads thus.
Bring it out.
Howbeit, this kind goes not out, but by prayer and fasting.
So you have some spirits. They're not going to leave you like a spirit of anger. That's not going to leave you unless you pray and you fast. So it wouldn't matter how much you smoke. It wouldn't matter how much you drank or ate. Okay? If you're not going to the Lord and doing this by beseeching Him through prayer and fasting, those things will never leave. That's why a lot of people that still suffer from these things to this day, that they have no cure for it. Because they run into the weed and the weed can't save them. Okay, brother? All right, so before you go, I want you to stick around, man, because you know what I'm saying? I want to pass it to the next man speaking. All right? Because on details about how to get either more understanding or get more KKK. All right? With that, I'm going to say, come here, son.
Come here, son.
Come here, son.
Come here, son. Come here, son.
All right, all praise. The brother spoke mighty through the spirit. So, real quick, I want to do what brother was breaking it down to beautifully. You feel me? You can't let. Real quick, give me the book of. Go to the book of Proverbs. Whole Proverbs chapter 31 and verse 6. Right, Proverbs 31. Go back to the book of. Go back to the book of Ezekiel chapter 8. I wanna make this point because you gotta realize and understand what's going on, family. I got 2 minutes for the words of the Lord. Got God's chosen.
Take a flyer.
Yeah, also you know what's going on, kid. What's going on? You good? You trying to take a flyer, brother? Flyer right behind you. Hey, y'all God's chosen people, man. We gotta come back to the Most High God these last days, man. Right? That's what we out here telling people. Kyrie here about, right? No, yeah. You see what happened when people speak the truth about it. Yeah, all praise to him. I don't know why he took the tweet down. He should have left it up, I think, man. Yeah, he gotta stand to his toes, man. Y'all see the story? Yeah. Y'all see the book, I mean? You talking about Hebrew. Yeah. So like, hey, he's putting it out there. You feel me? That's the Most High doing that at the end of the day. You feel me? Because this truth gotta spread. You feel me? Real quick, I want to get something real quick for y'all. Go to the book of Sirach. Go to the book of Sirach, chapter 13 and 23. Right? And the Most High using, like, no matter if they keeping the commandments or not, at the end of the day, the Most High using them as vessels to push this truth out. Right? Watch this. Bring this up.
This book of Sirach, chapter 13, verse 23.
Bring it out.
When a rich man speaketh,
When the what?
When a rich man speaketh,
every man holdeth his tongue.
It said when a rich man speaketh, everybody hold their tongue. Meaning when a rich man speak, and they listen. You got brothers that's out here on the highways and byways all over the world. You feel me? Saying things that they've been saying this for years. I seen them in Minnesota. Yeah, years ago. I seen y'all in Minnesota years ago.
Yeah,
See that? What it's about. Then I started seeing y'all spread on more. Yeah. So you know, what's Superman? Black Superman, you hip to him? Yeah. Him once before in City County. Yeah. I spoke with him for a little bit of time. Yeah, so you, right, it says, right, yeah, I know this, brother. So it said, when a rich man speaketh, and everybody holds their tongue. Read.
And what he says, they extol.
Right, meaning they take it into account. They ponder on it. They think about it. They like, man, if he's saying that, all right, let me think about it. But read.
To the cloud. But if the poor man speak,
read.
They say, what fellow is this?
Right? I'm like, man, who is this? Man, them brothers out there, they be screaming, talking about we the Israelites and we God's chosen people, this and that, and this. But when Kanye said, everybody, listen. Right? That's the Most High putting that spirit on him in order to say these different things. He's not the first person to do it. You had Ice Cube come out, Nick Cannon come out, right? Multiple people. DC Young Fly.
Kodak.
Right? Kodak, Deshaun Jackson. And people, they kind of get on these selections. They're like, man, why they ain't keeping it? At the end of the day, it's the message that's being put forth on the earth. Right? Because everybody gotta be aware about it. Right? Because then at that point, what? You can't never say you ain't never heard.
Yeah.
So, real quick, how long you been knowing about the Israelites? How long you been knowing that you was an Israelite? Don't go nowhere, kid.
First time I heard about him was probably 6-7 years ago. So like I said, up in Minnesota, I seen him up there. I didn't know what it was, you know what I'm saying? I was like, all right, what is that? You know what I'm saying? Then I came down here, I spoke to brother Superman downtown. I started looking into it a little bit more, you know what I mean? Yeah, started looking into it a little bit more, reading the scripture, checking it out, man. See what it is, you know what it is. Brother Murray said the same thing the other day, you know what I mean? He got an interview saying the same thing about Kanye was saying, you know what I'm saying? Talking about we got to two cities.
That's right.
It don't make sense. They think that we Hamitic. And the thing about it is, only the lower level people, when I say lower level, I'm just talking about the ones that's not the Rockefellers and people that own these banks. And they know who we are. They know we not. They know, right. They know that we not Hamitic. And when I say Hamitic, I mean descendants from Africa, so-called Africa. They know that we're Semitic. Right? How do we know that they know that? Because we even got dictionaries that explain, right, that the father of Ham, or not the father of Ham, but Ham is the progenitor of the dark races, but not the Negroes. Right? That's verbatim. Right? So they know the upper class, they know what's going on, but it's just these masses of the people that just say, oh, y'all from Africa, y'all this, y'all that. And our people want to believe it. Right? But then you got people like Kanye that's coming out and saying these things, so it seems strange. Because our people they've been smashed in their head all these years. Oh, you African, you from Africa, you this, you that.
Me, I think the only thing Kanye needs is a representative like y'all, somebody educated enough, a representative to stand out there and say the things that he's thinking in his head. Because it seems like when he speaks, you know, they kind of pick him apart. Yeah, they pick him apart. Exactly. Yeah, they kind of pick him apart. Same way they were pressing him. That's why he got pressing him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're right. And that just comes with, you know, that just comes with time. Because I remember not too long ago, this was like earlier this year, the first time that he had went on Drink Champs. The very first time. And he called it, he was like, yeah, we are the 12 tribes of Judah. And people was kind of making fun of him. I'm like, man, you don't know, he just learning.
Exactly.
You feel me? That's why he called it the 12 tribes of Judah. It ain't no such thing as 12 tribes of Judah. But you knew what he was talking about though. Right? But now you can Right. But now you can see when he speak about it, you can tell you feel me, got a little bit more knowledge than he did from back. It's about growth. Nobody came into the truth knowing everything. You feel me? Yeah, still don't know everything. But it's about growth. So you gotta be patient with people like Kanye. And really, brothers should be praying for that man. Straight up. Because you gotta understand and realize, like we just read, hey, when the rich man speaks, everybody listens. So if he could continue putting out, you know, the truth and waking people up, it's just like when Kendrick Lamar had he made a whole album about us being the Israelites. I don't know if you hip to it or not, but he made a whole album about it. Right, well, he did put it out. You feel me?
What album was that?
It's called Damn. Born in the Damn Nation. And it's literally like 4 different songs on there where he got his cousin on there quoting the scriptures. Deuteronomy 28:68. Right? You feel me? Amos 3:1. He literally quoting these scriptures on the album. But my point is, you got people that came into the truth strictly off of hearing that. He said one of the lines in there was, I'm an Israelite, don't call me black no more. That word is only a color, it ain't facts no more. You got people that was like, what? Man, let me do some research on this. Man. Let me see what he's talking about. And people coming to, so it don't like, and they say, oh, well, he's not keeping it, he's not doing this, hey, it's the message that he put forth out there that bring awareness to the people at the end of the day. That's why these men are just being used as vessels. Right? So, hey, I applaud Kanye, and he still stands 10 toes. As far as I know, as of right now, you feel me? You feel me? He ain't going back on what he said. He's still claiming that, you know, and that we are, letting people know that we are the true children of God. Right? But real quick, can I give you like 2 commandments? Real quick. Right? Give me the book of Numbers chapter 15 and 38. Right? You ever heard of the Sabbath day?
Sabbath day?
Yeah. Right. You know what it is? All right, give me the book of Exodus chapter 35 and 1. Right? These are the 2 commandments I'm going to give you. All right? Right, Anderson. Right, bring this up.
Numbers 15 and 38. Speaking to the children of Israel.
Right, says speaking to the children of Israel, right, we the Israelites, right, read.
And bid them that they make them fringes.
Right, it said that they make them fringes. You know what fringes are? Right, fringes are what you see these brothers got on right now. Right? What I got on right here. Mine black, so they kind of blending in, but right, you see what these brothers got on? Mine's just a different color. Okay. You know, I like to swag out. But these are what fringes are, right? This is what the word is talking about, read.
That they make them fringes. that they make them fringes on the border of their garments
Order of their garments, read.
throughout their
You're
generations,
still generating as a people, right? So that means forever, read.
and that they put upon the fringe of the borders a ribbon of blue.
Right, a ribbon of blue, which is a royal color, right? That's why, right, you got the black fringe. I got a black fringe, but then it's a ribbon of blue right there, right? The brother got gold fringes, but it's a ribbon of blue on, right? The fringe can be any color, right? That's why brother got gold, I got black, right? The brother got black, you feel me? The brother got gold. I know brothers that got blue fringes, red fringes, purple fringes, so on and so forth. But it gotta have a ribbon of blue, right? That blue is a royal color, right? Those was ancient royal colors in the ancient world: blue, scarlet, purple, and white. That's a commandment. Yeah, that's a commandment. That's what the word bid in the Hebrew means. It really goes back to the word commandment, right? Because you gotta realize that's our culture. That's our heritage, right? The Greeks, what the Greeks used to wear, togas, right? With the rose petals, right? Every nation has their heritage, right? Our heritage is not skinny jeans and big long, white tees, or whatever the case may be. I mean, we got our own attire that we wore as a people and as a nation, right? And that the Lord gave to us at the end of the day, right? Because we royalty. So the Lord commanded us to wear fringes, but it's not just for a fashion statement, right? We don't.
Slovakia. And then right here on the subtitle, it says the law of wearing fringes as a remembrance.
See that? As a remembrance.
The law.
Yep.
Then reading on. And it shall be unto you for a fringe, that you may look upon it and remember all the commandments of the Lord and do them.
Right? So it's saying that if we were to remember the commandments, right? So when you look down at your fringes, you go, all right, I gotta walk a certain way. I gotta talk a certain way. I gotta carry myself. I'm not carrying myself like no nigga. I'm carrying myself like a king from the tribe of Judah. And that's what we are, right? So that's how we gotta conduct our shit, right? So it's a reminder at the end of the day. Stock that you righteous and royal stock that you come from. We literally the children of the Most High God. It don't get no better than that. That's what Israel means in the Hebrew, right? Yashar Allah, he prince power.
What is name?
Right? He prince powers, Yashar Allah. That's what Israel is in the Hebrew. So Yah, Wah, A is he in the Hebrew. And then Yashar is prince, and then Allah means power in the Hebrew. So it's Yashar Allah, he prince power. Right? Why? Because we the princes of the power.
Just the altar.
We the princes of the Most High God. It don't get no better than that. Right? Bring this up. Right? So that's one commandment. Right? So now let's see how number.
Exodus 35, verse 1.
Look it out.
And Moses gathered all the congregation of the children of Israel together,
Right?
and said unto them, These are the words which the Lord hath commanded,
Right?
that ye shall do them.
Right?
6 days shall work be done.
It says 6 days shall work be done. So you got 6 days to do whatever you got to do. Whatever you got to do, you got 6 days to do it. No matter what it is. Right? Read on.
For on the 7th day,
But on the what?
But on the seventh day,
But on the 7th day, read.
there shall be to you an holy day.
So now the question is, when is the 7th day of the week? Right? You know when the 7th day of the week is? You want to take a stab at it? All right, brother, say Monday. What you say?
The day start by the moon.
You said, huh?
When the moon, the day start by when the moon falls.
Okay, the brother say when the moon full. What you say? I don't know. All right, the brother say you don't know, right? So, 7th day of the week, right? It's Saturday. Y'all got your phone. One of y'all got your phone?
7-day business almost like.
I mean, they get it from us.
Sabbath day is
Right.
Saturday, right?
So, you see right here, when is the beginning, what's the first day of the week?
Sunday.
Right. That's why I said the beginning of the calendar. And then what's at the end of the calendar? Saturday. Because even they understand that. The first, people get it mixed up. They think just because the first business day is Monday, they think Sunday is the last day of the week. Right. So, the first business day is just Monday. Right. That's why if you ever order something, they be like, oh, give it 3 to 5 business days. Right? They don't count what? Saturday and Sunday. What they count the first business day, which is Monday. Right? That makes sense? Right? So the point is, right, the 7th day of the week is Saturday. Chiefly is Friday sundown to Saturday sundown. The Lord don't deal with time. It ain't no big clock in heaven where it say 12 o'clock midnight. And that's the new day. That's when the sun falls. right? So when the sun falls down, right, at sunset, right, that's a new day, right? That's Genesis 1 and 5. And the evening and the morning were the first day. You understand? So Friday sundown to Saturday sundown, right, is the Sabbath day. You understand? Now on that day, right, read on.
The Sabbath of rest to the Lord.
So Sabbath of rest, read.
Whosoever doeth work therein shall be put to death.
Right?
Ye shall kindle no fire throughout your habitation.
It says you shall kindle no fire. That word kindle means to start. Right? So you can't what? You can't kindle a fire, right? You can't start a fire, but modern day, right? You can't cook. You can't warm up food. You can't use that microwave, that oven, right? That stove. Right? Right. Only on the side. That don't mean you can't eat nothing. You just can't cook nothing. So you feel me? Get you a sandwich, make you a sandwich or something. One of my favorite things, one of my favorite Sabbath meals, you feel me? You got the buffalo chicken wrap, you know, some cereal, something. You know, you ain't gotta just sit there and be like, oh, it's the Sabbath day, I can't do nothing, I can't eat nothing, I can't cook. You feel me? Do your thing. As long as you're not, as long as you feel me, not profaning the Sabbath. Right? You also can't buy or sell on that day. Right? So holy day. Right? So from Friday sundown to Saturday sundown, guess what? You can't buy, sell, cook. You don't want to clean. The Lord literally gave us a day where He's like, look, we already work hard enough as it is as people. Right? Chill, relax. And He gave us that day. So guess what? Me and my brother. Right. The Lord gave us a day to chill. And you save money. What's the busiest, and you see how this society works, and that's how you know they know who the Israelites are as well. What's the busiest days of the week? Friday and Saturday. That's when all the stores open, the latest. Right? It's when all the restaurants is open the latest. All every clubs, everything is Friday and Saturday. Believe it or not, people don't even do stuff on Sundays anymore. Right? It's just Friday and Saturday. Right? Because they understand that's called crafty counseling. Right, you read about that in Psalms chapter 83. But the point is, right, on the Sabbath day, right, that's a day of rest. You can't buy, sell, cook, clean, or work on that day. That day, hey, get into the streets. Because at the end of the day, this is our heritage. Right? This is our history book. This is not a religious book for everybody. This is a history book. And it's our history book. Right? But what they say, if we want to hide something from the day, where you gonna put it? Book. See that? People don't even like reading. They don't even know what they got the audio book. Audio book.
They were listening and reading.
Right. So the point is, right, y'all got some people, as you know, right? You got to continue to build. Right? I'm gonna leave you with these last two, and then I'm gonna let y'all get out. All right, King. All right, give me the book of Ezra, chapter 7 and verse 10. And I want you to give me the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 6 and verse 7. All right, give me Deuteronomy 6 and 7 first. I got a question for you right quick. Okay, go ahead, King. The book of Enoch. What do you say about that? Okay, go to the book. Right. Well, first, we don't believe that the book of Enoch is what's the word? I'm gonna be blunt with it. The book of Enoch don't line up with the scriptures at all. Because go to the book of Sirach, chapter 39. Book of Sirach, chapter 39. Oh, look, that bit is wild. I studied a little bit, man, you know what I mean?
You know rain comes from snow.
Book of Sirach 39 and 28. There be spirits that are created for vengeance.
Right, so at the end of the day, people in the book of Enoch, right? In the book of Enoch, it tell you that in the first chapter. In the book of Enoch, it tell you that you know, you had the so-called watchers, right? That's what they was referred to. It was called the watchers, right? And the watchers, they came, supposedly, they came down, right? And they taught man how to live this. But then they got to laying down with the humans, And when they laid down with the humans, they went up into a mountain. Right, this is all in the beginning. The very first chapter. They went into the mountain, and when they went into the mountain, they made a covenant with each other that they wouldn't tell the Most High. Now, angels don't disobey the word of the Lord, contrary to what Christianity promotes. Right, Christianity promotes that, you know, they against the Lord, when in reality, they're really not. Right, and I'm gonna prove that to you. But first, bring this up. Now, real quick, you can't hide nothing from the Most High. Y'all agree with that? So why would the angels go up into a mountain and try to say that they gonna not tell the Most High? They know more than we do when it comes to the Most High. You think that they don't know that the Most High already seeing the actions? That makes no sense, right? And that don't line up with Scripture, right? Bring this up.
Bring it out.
These spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sword strokes.
So the Lord literally created spirits, certain spirits for a particular purpose, right? You know?
In the time of destruction, they pour out their force
Right.
and appease the wrath of him that made
He said
them.
they appease the wrath of him that made. Read, watch this, and get even deeper.
Fire and hail and famine and death, all things were created for vengeance.
Right?
Teeth of wild beasts and scorpions, serpents, and the sword, punishing the wicked to destruction. They shall rejoice in his commandment.
Right? It said they shall rejoice in his commandment. Who's giving that commandment? God. Exactly. He's giving them that commandment to go do whatever he set out for on the earth. You know?
And they shall be ready upon earth when need is, and when their time is come, they shall not transgress his word.
They shall what?
They shall not transgress his
He
word.
said they shall not transgress his word. So how come in here in the scriptures it's telling you that the angels can't transgress the word of the Lord? And they won't. But then in the book of Enoch, right, it's telling you that they went off and laid down with humans and then they made a covenant with each other that they wouldn't tell the Lord. It's a contradiction, right, with the words of the Lord. Now I'm about to show y'all a council that's going on with the Lord literally telling them to go do A, B, and C on the earth. Right? Go to 2 Kings. I believe I'm on 2 Kings, chapter 24. Right. Or somebody, I don't want to say things. I want First Kings. Yeah, First Kings, chapter 21, starting verse 19. All right, finish up.
First Kings 21 and 19.
Now listen to this.
And it reads, and thou shalt speak unto him, saying, thus said the Lord, hast thou killed and also taken possession. 1 Kings 21, 19.
Also, 22 and 19.
God. 1 Kings 22 and 19.
Bring it out.
And he said, hear thou, therefore the word of the Lord.
Right.
I saw the Lord sitting on his throne.
So this is, right, the prophet seeing the Lord on his throne, right in the heavens, right, read.
And all the hosts of heaven standing by him.
You know who the hosts of heaven are? According to the angels. Right, the angels got many names. The eyes of the Lord, right? The hosts of heaven, right? So on and so forth, right? It's just different names for the angels, right? You know?
On his right hand and on his left.
That's where you get the so-called, you know, you got the good angel over here and the bad angel over here, right? In the heavens, right? You got angels on this side, you got angels on that side, right? You read on.
And the Lord said, who shall persuade
It
Ahab
said, who shall persuade Ahab, read?
that he may go up and fall at Ramoth
With Gilead.
Gilead?
Right.
And one said on this manner, and another said on that manner.
Right, so one said on this manner, one said on that manner, meaning what? It's a council going on in heaven right now, right? With the Most High and the angels. He's like, look, who's going to persuade Ahab to fall, meaning to die at Ramoth Gilead, right? So you got the angels saying, I'll do it this way, or I can do this. Or how about we do this? Right, read on.
And there came forth a spirit.
It said there came forth a spirit.
And stood before the Lord.
Right.
And said, I will persuade him.
Uh-huh.
And the Lord said unto him, wherewith?
It said, so, all right, you're going to persuade him. All right, how? Read.
And he said, I will go forth and I will be a lion spirit.
No, if you lie, then that means you got to get kicked out of heaven.
A lion spirit.
Right, he said, I will go forth and be a lying spirit, read.
In the mouth of his, like in the mouth of all his prophets.
Now, according to Christianity, that spirit should have got kicked out of heaven. Right, because they say, you know, that the big thing happened and threw him out and all this fairy tale stuff. According to Christianity, he should have got kicked out. The Lord should have banished him right from heaven. Right, but read on.
And he said, thou shalt persuade him.
Thou shalt do what?
Thou shalt persuade him.
The Lord said, thou shalt persuade him. Read.
And prevail also.
And prevail also. Read.
Go forth and do so.
So the Lord literally gave the angel to go ahead and command him to go forth.
Sorry, my brothers. I'm glad y'all still out here.
Shalom.
And to be, right, a lying spirit in the mouth of all his prophets. Right? He literally gave and put forth that commandment. Right? So they appease the wrath of him that made them, and they won't transgress the words of the Lord. Right? They do what the Lord told them to do. So in the book of Enoch, that's contrary to the words of the Lord. Right? We just brought out two different cases in the scripture. So we don't subscribe to the book of Enoch. Right? Even though it got its name in the scriptures and all this other different stuff, right? You can't be deceived, right? Somebody go to the book of Ecclesiastes, I believe I want to check the Twitter. Right? Ecclesiastes chapter 12 and start at verse 12.
Ecclesiastes 12 and verse 12.
Bring it out.
And further, by these, my son, be
Admonished.
be admonished.
Right, the word admonished means be warned. Right, so it said be admonished, be warned of what?
Of of making many books.
Instead of making of many books, read.
There is no end.
No end. So why would the Lord warn us about many books being made and stuff like this? Right, it's a book. You got the book of Enoch 1, 2, and 3. You got something called this is madness. It's a book called the Apocalypse of Baruch and the Assumptions of Moses. What do you mean the Assumptions of Moses? That's madness. So you can't take heed, right, to the making of many books, right? We subscribe to the 1611 King James, the 1611 King James Bible. Anything outside of that, nothing. So that would be the KJV, the King James version, with the Apocrypha. Right? Anything outside of those things, right? As we like to say, it's toilet tissue, right? Because they don't link up with the scriptures. Anything that doesn't link up or contradicts the scriptures.
That book have every book in it.
1611. 1611.
So it's have all the books, like Enoch.
We don't subscribe to Enoch. They got the Apocrypha. We used to do Apocrypha in the Bible. Apocrypha. This is the Apocrypha right here. This is in this. We don't subscribe to Enoch. That's what you said.
Yeah. We working on it, you know. But you know, we working on that, you know. But but anyway, so like I said, we out here doing the work of the Lord. So we working on the building, but that's right now. The highways and byways. It's like
I got it.
Right here.
I'll put it so I want to do these last two scriptures. Andrew chapter 7 and 10. I wanted
That's what this is.
I forgot what I called it. Oh yeah, Deuteronomy chapter 6 and verse 7. Right now.
Deuteronomy 6 and verse 7.
Get out.
And thou shalt teach them diligently unto thy children. And
Right? This say that thou shalt teach them diligently unto thy children. You said this your son, right? And I see that you kind of you getting them into it. I would assume so, right? But as you continue to learn, you gotta teach your son. I mean, they don't know what's up. You gotta put that beat up on his head, like they say, right? You feel me?
and shalt talk of them when thou sittest in thy house,
Right.
and when thou walkest by thy way, and when thou liest down, and when thou risest up.
So the point is, hey, make sure you teach your family. You teach your household while you on this journey that you're seeking knowledge of the Most High God. Learning the true nationality, the true heritage, how to live righteous in this life, how to get to the kingdom of heaven. Just make sure you're teaching your family, king, and we'll leave with this one right here.
This is Ezra 7 and verse 10.
Bring it out.
For Ezra had prepared his heart to seek the law of the Lord.
It said, for Ezra had prepared his heart, meaning his mind, to seek the law of the Lord. See, I got to prepare your minds to seek the law of the Lord. Right? I mean, you got to study understand. Just because, right? Y'all, I'm pretty sure y'all learned some things today, right? But this can't be the only time that y'all, you feel me, get into it. You gotta continue learning. You gotta continue going on this journey, right? So it said Ezra had prepared his mind, his heart, to seek the law of the Lord, read.
And to do it.
And to what?
And to do it.
Not only do you gotta seek the law of the Lord, but you gotta put forth those works. You gotta do them, right? Read on.
And to teach in Israel statutes and judgments.
Right, and ultimately, right to the point to where you spread the truth. Right? So what's your name, King? Jalen? That's a good name. What's your name, King? Jalen? I like that. Okay. I like that. That's a good name.
Appreciate y'all.
Right, all praise to the Most High. Most definitely.
Hey, y'all,
Time I come out.
You
Yeah.
was talking about Kanye, you said word started with an H. It's like an image or something like that. It's like it means.
You said it started with an Hamitic.
Yeah, Hamitic. What's that mean again?
So Hamitic just means you're a descendant from a man named Ham, right? Which is, go to the book of Genesis.
10.
Chapter 10, starting verse 1. Right? That's a good book.
Genesis 10 and verse 1. Now
No.
these are the generations of the sons of Noah, Shem, Ham, and Japheth.
Right, so Noah had 3 sons. Shem, which is our forefather and where we come from. Ham, which is so-called Africans and their progenitor where they come from. And then Japheth, which would be your so-called Hawaiians, Polynesians, so on and so forth. Right, you know? Hawaiians.
And unto them were sons born after the flood. The sons of Japheth, Gomer and Magog, and Midian. Verse 6, and the sons of Ham, Cush.
Right, Cush, right? Cushites would be your modern day Ethiopians. Right, their biblical nationality is called Cushite. Right, read on.
Mizraim, and Tut, and Canaan, and the sons of Cush, Ziba, Havilah, and Septah, and Ramah.
Right, so the point is, right, when I was using the word Hamitic, right, that's just, right, when I was using the word Hamitic, right, that's just basically a way of saying the people that descend from a man named Ham, which are the so-called modern day Africans, right, and we're not Africans, right, that's why even if you talk to a so-called African, they'll tell you straight up, hey, and if you ask them if their parents went into slavery on sick, they say no, because they didn't. Right? But there's a difference between us. It's actually, you can actually look this up, it's actually real history. They actually sold us to the so-called white man in slavery. Right? That's why they look down on us naturally as a people, because they know that we're not the same. We cleave unto them, not y'all, but I'm saying like a lot of our people, they cleave unto so-called Africans because they just don't know. Right? So that's what that means. Does that make sense, King?
Yeah, appreciate it.
All praise to the Most High. Right? Hey, y'all brothers stay safe out here, man.
Study what I'm gonna go to. What should I go to?
So on the bottom of that paper, it's YouTube channels. Right? You can click on one, and there's a QR code on there, so if you scan your phone, it'll automatically send you to the channel. right? And y'all go, we got different channels on there. We got channels that's like this street teaching, and then we got other channels that's more like a classroom setting. You know, it's more like a classroom setting. The Cold Cuts channel that's on there, it just got taken down today. Yeah, they just got it taken down because some brothers was going in about, you know, the so-called Jewish man and the thing and the lives that he went through, and, you know, the so-called white man didn't like that. So they took the channel down. So the alternative channel to that would be, it's called Backup Cold Cuts channel.
Backup.
Yeah, so it's Cold Cuts, but just put backup in front of it, right? Yeah, that's the Hispanic side.
Yeah, it's on this side right here.
Yes, on the other side.
Yeah, I see this right there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah. The QR code, yeah. So, yeah, that's if you want to continue to learn, you know, and you can always come out here too. You know, if you ever got questions or anything, we out here every Friday and Saturday, Lord willing. On Fridays, we out here 6:30 till whenever. On Saturdays, we out here 4:30 till whenever. Right? And if you ever got any questions, I can't make it out or whatever the case may be, it's an email address at the bottom of the paper as well. If you ever got any questions, comments, concerns, just hit the email. Feel me? We'll get back to with y'all. All praise to the Most High, man. All praise to the Most High. Y'all brothers stay safe out here, man. Continue to endure. Right? Continue to grow, brother. All praise to the Most High.
Shalom, shalom, shalom.
All praise to the Most High. Right, so I wanted to get back, all praise, like you stated. I wanted to get back into something. Go to Proverbs chapter 31 and verse 6. Proverbs 31 and 6. Go to the book of Psalms, chapter 55. Oh, yeah. Go to Ezekiel chapter 8, verse 17.
It's the book of Ezekiel, chapter 8, verse 17.
Read up.
Then he said unto me,
Right, the brother brought this out earlier, but I just wanted to hit a point with that.
Hast thou seen this, O son of man? Is it a like thing to the house of Judah that they commit the abomination?
Right, so the Lord called this thing an abomination, in which he's getting ready to describe. Right? Read.
Which they commit here, for they have filled the land with violence,
Right?
and have returned to provoke me to anger.
So filling the land with violence, right? Hey, that's an abomination unto the Lord, especially when it's done towards our own people. So that's an abomination. Read.
And lo, they put the branch to their nose.
Right? It's saying, lo, they put the branch to their nose. Right? The brother was going into earlier how that's a form of smoking. No matter what it was in it. Right? Whether that was so-called weed, whether it was so-called tobacco, whether it was so-called whatever other form. At the end of the day, smoking is not a natural thing. Right? And smoking is bad for your inside. That's why when the first time you do it, what you do? Cough. Why? Because it's not supposed to be inside of you. Right? So the Lord called this particular thing, the Lord called smoking basically an abomination, no matter what it is. Right? Whether if it's that's like saying if you, and I know you're not saying that, but I'm just saying, you gotta look at it like this. If people say that you can smoke weed, that means you can smoke cocaine. Because cocaine comes from the plant.
It is a herb.
Yeah, cocaine is a herb. You got people that grow cocaine all the time. It's called cocaine fields. Cocaine is literally a herb, right? So that means if you want to say that you can smoke weed, then that means the brother that come up and say, hey, that means, hey, I can smoke, you know, cocaine. You can't say nothing to him. Because he can say what? It's a plant. It comes from the earth. Right? That's madness. Right? Hopefully brothers not out here smoking cocaine. Right? Smoking your damn kneecaps off. Right? But the point is, right, like the brother was also going into, right, those things is used for weed though. Right? And I know you earlier, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but earlier I know you was going into like, you know, that you had like, hey, you use, like, it's not like you just smoking it just to smoke it basically. You use it because you got anger problems and, you know, other, you know, we in captivity, basically, you know, we stressed. But if you want to use that not excuse, but if you want to use that as a reason to smoke weed, well, brother, we in captivity. We stressed every day, right? That means you gonna smoke weed every day, right? You can't even smoke, you can't even drink liquor every day. We'll say it got to be done in moderation, right? Now, the point that I'm getting ready to make is the Lord gave you an alternative, right, on the physical level, right, to use when you're feeling down, or to use when you low, right, or stressed out, or whatever the case may be, right? Bring this out real quick. Proverbs chapter 31 and 6.
Proverbs 31 and verse 6. Give strong drink.
Give what?
Give strong drink
Read.
unto him that is ready to perish.
Right, said give strong drink unto him that is ready to perish. Read.
And wine unto those.
And what?
And wine unto
Say
those
that wine unto those that what?
that be of heavy hearts.
That what?
That be of heavy hearts.
The Lord didn't say give, right, marijuana or herbs, right, for the man to smoke unto those that have a heavy heart. Right? Even if we wanted to get on the carnal level, he said, hey, give wine unto them. Right? If he wanted us to use, you know, herbs to smoke, then guess what? That would have been put in your scriptures. The same way how he put, hey, give wine unto those that are of a heavy heart. When Yahweh Shah, right, when Christ was on the earth, right, what did he do for his stress? It didn't say nothing about him, you know, using herbs to smoke, right? He drank wine, right? Even then,
His
real
eyes was
quick,
red, right?
right? His eyes was red, right? They called him a wine bibber, right? But he resorted to the things of the scriptures first and foremost, right? Now, real quick, give me the book of Luke chapter 22. Give me Luke chapter 22. Go to the verse, start at verse 41, and give me the book of Psalms chapter 55 and 22. Yes.
This is Luke 22, verse 41. And he was withdrawn from them about a stone's cast.
Right.
And kneeled down and prayed.
Right. Now this is Christ. He said he was, right, just a little bit in front of him. He kneeled down and prayed, read.
Saying, Father, if thou be willing, remove this cup from me.
Now he was going through stress that we can't even comprehend. Think about it. He went through way more. The things that we went through don't even compare to the things that he went through. Right? The things that we're going to still go through can't compare to the things that he went through while he was on the earth. Imagine being born and knowing the exact time when you was going to die and how you was going to die. Right? He didn't get shot in the head. Right? He didn't get stabbed one time and he died. Right? He didn't get his head decapitated. Right? Crucified. Right? Read on.
Father, if thou be willing, remove this cup from me.
He said, Father, if thou be willing, remove this cup from me. Read.
Nevertheless, not my will,
Right?
but thine.
He said, nevertheless, not my will, but let your will be done, basically. Right? Paraphrase. But let's see what he did, though. Even though he's stressed out right now. Read.
Be done, and there appeared an angel unto him from heaven, strengthening him.
Doing what?
Strengthening him.
When you going through it, brother, right? When you stressed out, you're supposed to pray into the Lord. Right? These acts that's in the scriptures is not just for us to read and say, man, that was a good story. Yahweh Shah is mighty. Right now, we're supposed to take after what he did. Take after what the apostles did. Take after what our righteous foremothers and forefathers did and apply unto our life. Right? And nowhere in the scriptures do you find our righteous foremothers or righteous forefathers resulting, right, to be, as far as smoking it, right, to get stress relief or whatever the case may be. Right? You know?
And being in any agony.
It said, and being in agony, not stressed out. It said, and being in agony, read.
He prayed more earnestly.
No, he did. He got some weed.
He prayed more earnestly.
He said he prayed more earnestly. Man. He didn't resort and say, well, I already prayed once about it. Right? Now it's time to go and get some weed. Right? Because the praying part ain't work. So now that must mean I got to go get this. Right? Now, he said he prayed more earnestly. Read.
And his sweat.
And his what?
And his sweat.
Read.
Was as it were great drops of blood.
Hey, he was sweating blood. You ever sweated blood before, brother? said no.
Sweating blood.
Have you ever sweat blood?
In my nose?
No, have you ever sweat blood? Right? Hey, that's what happened to Christ. Right? He was sweating blood. And he didn't resort to nothing else, but he continued to pray more earnestly. That's the point. He was seeking the Most High God for his pain, his agony, his stress. Right? Now you said, you know, or bring this out real quick.
Psalms 55 and verse 22. Cast thy burden upon the Lord.
What the Lord say?
Cast thy burden upon the Lord.
He said, cast thy burden upon the Lord. So whatever you're going through, whatever burdens is placed upon you, go to the book of Jeremiah chapter 10, verse 19. And I need to read it. It's all good. And well, the brother got it. Go to the book of 2nd Esdras chapter 7 and verse 57. Right, but keep reading on. Read that again about this, sir.
Cast thy burden upon the Lord.
Right, say, cast thy burden upon the Lord, read.
And he shall sustain thee.
The Lord of sustain, read.
He shall never suffer the righteous to be moved.
Say, he shall never suffer the righteous to be moved. Right, so when you, even that anger, you're supposed to cast your burden upon the Lord. You're supposed to give that stuff into the Most High God at the end of the day. Right? And in a lot of cases, hey, straight up, you know, I'm gonna say it, but some stuff you gotta deal with.
Right.
Straight up, like it ain't even no other. Like some stuff you just gotta deal with. You gotta take it to the chin. Right? A lot of people don't understand that. A lot of people feel like every single thing that you pray for, the Lord just gonna take it away. All right, let me take this spirit away from him now. All right, he got that demon on him. Let me take that demon away from him. All right, let me take that one. It don't work like that, man. Some things you gotta just fight and deal with it. Right? Until the end. And that's why you hear that word endure so much through the scriptures. Right? Bring this out in Jeremiah 10 and 19.
Jeremiah 10 and 19.
Read it out.
And it reads, woe is me.
What did he say?
Woe is me.
Jeremiah said, man, woe is me, read.
For my hurt, my wound is grievous.
Is what?
Is grievous.
He said, man, woe is me for my hurt, my wound is grievous, man. Woe is me means destruction. So somebody say, woe is me, man, that mean they going through it, man. He said, woe is me for my hurt, my wound is grievous, paraphrasing, right? Read on.
But I said,
but what he say?
truly, this is a grief,
right?
And I must bear it.
But I must what?
But I must bear it.
He said, but I must bear it. He says, surely this is a grief, but I must bear it. People gotta understand there's things in this life that you just gotta deal with, man. That's a part of, you gotta realize this. We in time out right now from the Lord. Time out not fun, is it? So everything that we deal with in life is not just gonna be snatched away from us. Every single thing. There will be some things that the Lord, you feel me, relieves you of. Not saying that the Lord won't do it, but everything, sometimes you just gotta take it to the chin. And you gotta be a what? You gotta be a soldier. Go to the book of 2 Timothy, chapter 2, verse 5.
2 Timothy 2 and verse 5.
Well, this is in the scriptures, read.
And if a man also strive for mastery. Second Timothy 2 and verse 3. Therefore, it's like it. Thou, therefore, endure hardness.
No, it's gonna go away from you.
Endure hardness.
The Lord is just gonna take it all away.
Endure hardness.
It said endure hardness. If you're enduring something, that means you're going through it. You're not putting it off. Hey, you got it on as a backpack. Got that thing going. It's on tight, and guess what? As a what?
As a good soldier. As a good soldier. As a good soldier.
As a good soldier of who?
Of Yahweh Shah.
Are you a soldier? Are you a soldier of the Lord, brother? You got to bear that. Right? And like the brother was going through earlier as well, right? So you got an anger problem or anger issue, so you kind of use it to mellow out, chill out a little bit, right? Have you ever read the scriptures when you was mad? No, I'm just saying, period. Like when you had that anger inside of you, have you ever just was like, man, let me sit down and open the scriptures? Right? Well, I'm talking about now though, that you in the truth. Why? See that? But you see my point? You gotta resort to the Lord first, brother.
Right.
right? When you got that anger spirit on you, brother, you gotta pray. Pray to the Most High. Say, Father, remove this anger spirit from me, far from me, right? Not just let it take over you, right? Because at the end of the day, the Lord cares more about a man that is in control of his spirit than a man that can't control his spirit. Right? Finish our work.
Okay.
Second Ezra 7 and 57.
Second Ezra 7 and verse 57. Then answered he me and said, this is the condition of the battle.
This is the what?
This is the condition of the battle.
Read it again.
This is the condition of the battle.
Brother, you got to understand that this is the condition of the battle. The Lord didn't put us on the earth and say, all right, look, it's going to be easy. It's going to be a breeze.
Right.
Right? Y'all not going to go through no type of turmoil, pain, suffering. Nah, it ain't work like that. It don't work like that. Right? They even talk about that in the book of, real quick, go to the book of 2nd Esdras. Hold that. Go to the book of 2nd Esdras chapter, go to 2nd Esdras chapter 6. Right, I want the end of it. Let me see. 6 and start at verse 54.
Second Esdras 6 and 54.
Bring it up.
After these,
Oh, select it. No, that's not what I want to select it. We're just beginning of 6 and God, so I'll go on. Select 7. Start at verse.
Guys, something like that. Appreciate it.
Start at verse 10.
Second Esdras 7 and verse 10.
Bring it up.
And I said, it is so, Lord. Then said he unto me, even so also is Israel's portion.
Right? Now, the point was, when you read before this, it's telling you about how the entrance is made narrow to get to the kingdom of heaven. Right? Matter of fact, just start at verse 8.
Verse 8. And one only path between them, both even between the fire and the water.
So the Lord said this path to the kingdom of heaven is like you got fire on one side and you got water on the other side. Right? And it's a narrow path that we gotta walk. Read.
So small that there could but one man go there at once.
Right? It said it's so small that only one man can go at a time. Like this part. Right, read.
If this city now were given into a man for inheritance, if he never shall pass the danger set before it, how shall he receive this inheritance?
Right?
And I said, it is so, Lord. Then said he unto me, even so also is Israel's portion.
So the Lord said, even so is this Israel's portion. So our portion is, guess what? Narrow, and we got fire on one side, and we got water on the other side. Right? We can drown if we take the wrong step. Guess what? We get burnt if we take the wrong step. Right? It's trials, it's tribulations. You know?
Because for their sakes I made the world.
Right?
And when Adam transgressed my statutes,
Right.
then was decreed that now is done.
Right?
Then were the entrance of this world made narrow.
Made what?
Made narrow.
And then were the entrances of this world made narrow. For us. Right? So go back to read that again from the top.
Then he answered me and said, this is the condition of the battle.
So, brother, you always got to remember in your mind and in your soul that this is the condition of the battle. You're a soldier, right? Say it one more time, I can't hear you.
For sure.
All right, yeah, all right, yeah, you're a soldier, right? So if you're a soldier, brother, you got to understand that this is the condition of the battle. We going through that stress, right? Tired of your boss at work, right? The woman might be acting up, right? Your damn kids, right? Acting like they don't know how to act, right? Just seem like all hell, brother, this is the condition of the battle, right? It ain't gonna be easy to receive that crown, right? You know, it ain't easy to win the Super Bowl. They go through blood, sweat, and tears in order to get the championship. How much more harder is it gonna be to get the kingdom of heaven?
Right.
Right, and that's eternal. Right, so he said, this is the condition of the battle, read.
Which man that is born upon the earth
You was born on the earth, right? Right, read.
shall fight.
Shall what?
Shall
fight.
No, lay down.
Shall fight.
Now pass on.
Shall fight.
Brother, this is the condition of the battle. That man that's born on the earth will fight. Read.
that if he be overcome,
If he be overcome, brother, if you let that anger overcome you, brother, right to your fall, read.
he shall suffer as thou hast said.
So read.
But
But
if he get the victory,
if he get the what?
if he get the
If
victory.
he get the what?
If he get the victory.
But if you get the victory, read.
he shall receive the thing that I say.
Don't you want to receive the things that the Lord said? So, brother, you gotta fight as a good soldier and endure as a good soldier of the Most High God.
That's right.
You understand that? Right? So, going on with the weed thing, brother, is it a sin to use it as a tea, like you was talking about with the brother earlier, or A, B, and C, and edibles and all this other different stuff, like we brought in the book of Psalms, chapter 55, right? Real quick, go to the book of Isaiah, chapter 26, and start at verse 3. Right? And you go to the book of Isaiah, chapter 12, and start at verse 2.
Book of Isaiah,
You gotta realize, man.
book of Isaiah 26 and verse 3.
Wow.
Thou wilt keep him in perfect peace.
What the Lord say?
Thou wilt keep him in perfect peace.
Read.
Whose mind,
Who's what?
Whose mind?
Who's what?
Whose mind?
Read.
is stayed on thee.
No, it stayed on the weed.
Is
stayed on thee.
He's trying to use different alternatives.
It stayed on
He
thee.
said, hey, your mind is stayed on the Lord, and he'll keep you in perfect peace. Right, read on.
Because he trusted in thee.
No, he trusted in the weed.
He trusted in
He
thee.
made it into a tea.
He trusted in
He
thee.
baked it into a brownie.
He trusted in thee.
But you gotta put your trust in the Lord. Huh? You gotta put that trust that same way how people put trust in damn edibles and damn a tea drink, a damn whatever it is. Whether that be going to see a therapist or the doctor, you gotta put that trust in that same amount of trust or more. Right? You gotta put not or more and more. You gotta put that same trust into the Most High God, man. And believe that the Lord, hey, will take it from you. And if he don't, then guess what you gotta be? What you gotta be, brother? Right? Yeah, you do gotta keep praying as a what? As a what?
That's right.
That's right, brother. You gotta endure it, man. Right? And you a Levite, man. The priest of the Lord, brother. Right? Mighty priest of the Lord, man. So you gotta endure that as a mighty soldier, right? A mighty priest, a Levite, right? Soldier. Right? Bring this up.
Isaiah chapter 12, verse 2.
You know,
Behold, Yahweh is my salvation.
What did he say?
Yahweh
is my salvation.
Right? He said the Most High God is his salvation.
that's right.
I will trust and not be afraid. For the Lord Yahweh is my strength and my song.
Right? Hey, the Most High God, Yahweh gotta be your strength at the end of the day. Right? He gotta be your strength. Right? Not you can't put your strength and how you lean your strength upon these earthly things. Right? Like I said, it's not if you're doing it with the right intentions, right? Then so be it. But at the end of the day, you shouldn't have to resort to these different things. This should be the number one cure at the end of the day for any and everything. And I don't care what nobody say. Hey, that's better than any drug or any therapy session, any amount of money you can pay to go talk to them. What's the dude name? Dr. Phil, whatever. I'll put that over. I'll take this over any of that, any day and every day. 25/8.
Right.
You understand? So, man, I wanted one more. It escaped me. But it's all good. So my point is, brother, right? If you're gonna do that, you feel me, or if you're gonna use it for tea, for meat, you know, you just want to make sure that you're using the Most High God first and foremost, and you using that to the best of your ability. You using Him right with all your strength. You understand? Before you just resort to that. You feel me? And with the anger thing, brother, you gotta fast. You feel me? You gotta fast and you gotta pray on it. Yeah, I know you got a question, so like my fault, King.
Okay, let me ask you. We're not following the calendar that they have, right? We're not following the calendar they have, right?
What you mean? You talking about like with the feast days and stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Well, no, we use our own calendar based off of the moon.
Okay. We have a few verses that explain it like. We have a few verses that explain it how it works, how the moon works, like how you gonna know like when the day start and which day is 7 days?
Oh yeah, go to Genesis chapter 1 and verse 5.
Because remember, like if we count it like the way they count it, it's
you
not
mean?
in the right. Do you think it's in the right way? The Bible.
Elaborate. What you trying to say? What's your point that you're
My
trying to make?
point is like, for example, like how do we know it's Sabbath? Because there is more than one Sabbath, and
You said there's one and more Sabbath, one more than one Sabbath. Wait, so you okay, I see what you're trying to say. Basically, you go by the lunar Sabbath. No, I'm saying, I'm asking. Do you go?
sometimes because
That's Satan. It ain't nobody out here. As soon as we get this. But you said one brother, my brother. So yeah.
okay, there is one Asian guy also. I always watching. He's doing the same thing that you're doing, and only the difference is don't really have those pictures stuff like that. But he do go by the verse, and he do also talk about like how the moon works, like when the day start or when the Sabbath, like I just need a little bit more explanation
Some
with
clarity.
a few verses. Really.
So, real quick, first we're gonna go to Genesis chapter 1, verse 5, because the day is not determined. You know, when the day is over or when the day starts is not determined by the moon. Right? It's determined by the sun. All right, bring this up.
Genesis 1 and verse 5. And Yahweh saw the light, and it was good. It's like in verse 5. And Yahweh called the light day,
Right?
and the darkness he called night.
Right?
And the evening and the morning were the first day.
Right, so when the sun goes down, that's how you know it's a new day. Right, by the going down and coming up to the sun. So that's how you understand when a day starts or when a day ends. You understand what I'm saying? Right now, go to that same thing and go to verse, let me see that. I think it's verse, it's the fourth day, yeah, 14.
Verse 14. And God said, let there be lights in the firmament of the heaven to divide the day from the night.
To do what?
To divide the day from the night.
Right, to divide the day from the night, read on.
And let them be for signs and for seasons and for days and years.
Right, so those is with the two lights, the sun, right, and the moon is one and two. Now, I asked you a question, and you said, do you follow the lunar Sabbath? And you said sometimes. I want you to elaborate on that. What you mean you sometimes keep it?
Okay, so like.
So are you like stuck between the two? Like, am I supposed to keep it Friday sundown, Saturday sundown, or is it Wednesday? Like, am I supposed to keep it by the moon? Is that what you're asking, basically?
Okay. Of course, I'm asking, like, do we have to go only by the Bible calendar? Like, you know, sometimes, like, it's happened to me, I don't know. It's happened to me. Sometimes, I know, because there is different Sabbath. Sometimes I kind of confused by the one that's 7 days and by the one that, for example, there is one in January 15, right? And sometimes it's kind of confused me, like about the calendar.
Yeah, so you're saying are you saying, and I'll keep asking you questions because before I start going into this, I want to make sure that what you're asking is what I'm giving an answer. All right, so basically are you saying it's confusing to keep the lunar Sabbath? Or to keep it based off of the moon? Is that what you're saying? Or the calendar?
Yeah, the calendar sometimes confuses me.
Okay, the calendar sometimes confuses. Now, are you talking about the calendar that we put up earlier as far as the Sunday, the Saturday calendar, or are you talking about the lunar Sabbath calendar?
Yeah.
The lunar Sabbath calendar.
Yeah.
Okay, well, okay, now we can get into this game. Now, first of all, what's going on, brother?
What's going on, brother?
Now, first of all, the lunar Sabbath calendar is confusing because it's not biblical. Nowhere in the scriptures did it say, you know, you got real quick, pull up the lunar Sabbath calendar on your phone. I'm
about to show you something. I'm about to show you why it's confusing and why it don't make sense.
First of all, on the lunar Sabbath calendar, they don't count the first day of the month. So the new moon, oh yep, here it is right here. So the new moon, right? They don't, you said what? Yeah. I mean, this is on, this is online. Yeah, you can just, if you look up lunar Sabbath calendar,
Take his head off.
it'll be there. But when you look at it, the first day, right, of the month, they don't count, right? Which is the new moon. They don't count that day as a date, right? But watch this. Go to 1 Samuel. Start at 20, chapter 20, and 24, and then I want you to go to 21 and 1.
1 Samuel 20 and 24. So David hid himself in the field, and when the new moon was come,
Right.
the king sat him down to eat meat,
Right.
and the king sat upon his seat as at other times, even upon a seat by the wall. And Jonathan arose, and Abner sat by Saul's side, and David's place was empty.
Right.
Nevertheless, Saul spake not anything that day, for he thought something had befallen him. He is not clean.
Right.
Surely he is not clean.
Read.
And it came to pass on the morrow,
Right, on the morrow,
which was the second day of the month.
so the new moon, right, and all camps, at least to my knowledge, understand that the new moon marks the first day of the month. I'm pretty sure nobody has a discrepancy when it comes to that, right? I mean, that's scripture. So the new moon marks the first day of the month.
The new moon when it's full.
You said what?
The new moon when it's
So the
full.
new moon is actually when it's dark.
Oh, when it's full.
Yeah, that's the new moon. It's when it's dark, not when
That's
it's
the new
necessarily
moon.
full. You said what?
That's the new moon.
Right, that's the new moon when it's dark. Right, so when it's dark, that's the new moon, because you gotta understand all things start in what? Darkness. When a baby's born, you don't call it a full-grown baby. You call it a what? A newborn baby. Why? Because it's new. Right? It's the same thing with the moon. Right, but real quick, keep reading on that.
That David's place was empty, and Saul said it to Jonathan his son, wherefore come not the son of Jesse to meet?
Right,
Neither-
okay, that's like that. I wanted you to read my fault, King. That same verse.
Okay, God. And it came to pass on the morrow, which was the second day of the month.
Right, so the point is, right, the new moon is the first day, right? First day of the month. Now go to 21, go to chapter 1 Samuel 21 and start at verse 1.
1 Samuel 21 and 1. Then came David to Nob to Himelech the priest.
Right.
And Himelech was afraid at the meeting of David, and said unto him, Why art thou alone, and no man with thee?
Right.
And David said to Himelech the priest, The king hath commanded me a business,
Right.
and have said unto me, Let no man know anything of the business whereabout I send thee,
Obviously, he's using righteous gal right now. Read.
and what I have commanded thee. And I have appointed my servants to such and such a place.
Read.
Now therefore, what is under thy hand?
Right, there's the point here to come up. Read.
Give me 5 loaves of bread in my hand, or what there is present. And the priest answered David and said, There is no common bread under my hand,
Right, because he didn't have just any ordinary bread. Read.
but there is hollow bread.
There's what?
There is hollow bread.
Right, that's the bread that the priest made on the Sabbath day. Right, so it wasn't that's why I said it wasn't common bread, but hollow bread. Read.
If the young men have kept themselves at least from women, and David answered the priest and said unto him,
What's this?
Of a truth, woman have not, it's like a woman have been kept from us about these 3 days
So there's been 3 days. Read.
since I came out.
So since David left, right, and freed away from Saul, it's been 3 days. You understand me? It's been 3 days. You got that on your phone still, the calendar? Oh, you got it, right? Yeah, you got it too.
Right, I want you to follow along. All praises. So, right, the new moon is the first day, right? So on the calendar, right, that's when the new moon was. Count 3 days from the first day. And tell me what day you get.
Day 3.
You got day 3, right? But on the calendar, it say that the 8th day is the Sabbath, don't it?
Oh, it's talking about the
No, I'm saying, no, you're right. But that's the point that I'm making. That's because it's not right. Exactly. I'm making now it's clicking for you. It's impossible. That's because a lunar Sabbath is not biblical. How is it? How did David come out and leave from King Saul, and then on the new moon, and then 3 days later, right? It's already the Sabbath day. According to the calendar, right? The Sabbath day is supposed to be on day 8. But in the scriptures, it's being read as day 3. Or even if they say, well, it was 3 days, it took him a day to leave, then he was in the wilderness for 3 days, and he came out on the 4th day. Even if you count 4 days, it's still not the 8th day. That's because there's no such thing as a lunar Sabbath. It's not, the word lunar is not even in the Bible. Right? Even when Moses gave the commandment about the Sabbath day, he said you got 7 days. Right? He didn't say, well, you got, it's the 15th, and then no, he said you got 7 days. Right? You got 6 days to work, and then on the 7th day, right, it's the Sabbath day. He didn't say, all right, when you see the moon, and then from the moon, then you do this, and you do it. No, he just said, look, you got 6 days to work, and on the 7th day, right, it's the Sabbath day. If it was based off of the moon, surely in the law, Moses would have incorporated how we tell about a moon.
Okay. How you guys interpret it? How you guys like did it?
You said what?
How you guys like, how the Bible tells us like really did it, right?
How do you keep the Sabbath day, or how do you know about the Sabbath day?
No, how you like really pay attention to the calendar to keep the Sabbath.
So go back to actually go to Exodus chapter 20 and verse 40.
Because like you say, this can really confuse, especially if you don't have a great understanding.
Right, but my point is, like, you can't use that.
Oh, okay.
That's my point. Yeah, don't use that because it's not biblical.
Right.
That was my point of showing you that. I'm like, look, David went to the priest on the Sabbath day, and it was 3 days later from the new moon. 3 days later from the new moon is the third or the 4th day, however they want to count it, right? But it doesn't equal the Sabbath day. So my point is, you can't use that. That's why, right, bring this up real quick.
Exodus 20.
Moses made it plain, right? It's not confusing. It's not, keeping or knowing when the Sabbath day is not supposed to be confusing. Right? The Lord said, hey, just read, I ain't gonna.
Exodus 20 verse 4. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven images or any likeness of anything that is in.
Oh, so like, yeah. Oh, no, I'm tweaking. 8, select.
Verse 8. Remember the Sabbath day,
Right.
to keep it holy.
Right.
6 days shalt thou labor.
What Moses say?
6 days shalt thou labor.
He said you gotta look at the moon.
6 days shalt thou labor
Read.
and do all thy work. But on the 7th day is the Sabbath.
Right? He said, but on the 7th day is the Sabbath. So you literally just count 7 days from the first day.
The same calendar, right?
You said what?
The same calendar, right?
What about the calendar?
No, I said the same calendar.
You said what?
The same calendar we gotta follow to count the 6 days. On the 7 days we're gonna know it. That's the same calendar, the Babylon calendar, or
Yeah, it just went on. Right?
because you say we cannot use that one.
4, 5, 6, 7. So go back to your calendar, right? We're gonna count this together. Right? Start from the new moon, okay?
Okay.
So the new moon is 1 day, right? You got the day after the new moon, that's day 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? And then you got 7, right?
Okay.
It's day 6, right? When you count it like that, If you want to use that, it's still gonna end up being funky for you. You want to know why? Because like I said earlier, they don't count the first day as a day. Right? They don't count the new moon as a day. They really say that it's not a day. Right? So if you take that day out and you go start at 2 and then count 7 days, right? It's gonna end on the 7th day. The point is, I would throw that calendar up. I would just use a regular calendar.
Oh, okay.
And just go, look, Friday sundown to Saturday sundown, that's the Shabbat. Right? At the beginning of the week, it's Sunday. Count 7 days from Sunday, that's Sunday. Right? So that calendar, yeah, we don't deal with that calendar. Now, brothers that do deal with it, you know, that's between them and the Most High God at the end of the day. We're not gonna say brothers not gonna make it or nothing like that, but you know, up here we don't subscribe to the lunar Sabbath calendar. Right? That's why it's
but it's
confusing
not
for
a
you,
sin.
brother.
It's not a sin.
You said what?
It's not a sin.
What's not a sin?
Like,
What's you saying?
because you know we're supposed to have one idea of the Bible, right?
Right.
And some will put the Sabbath maybe one day before or one day after. Like,
Now look, this is what I'm gonna say. You know, bring this up.
Book of Colossians, chapter 2, verse 16.
Read out.
Let no man therefore judge you in meat or in drink,
Right.
or in respect of an holy day.
Right. You got a lot of different camps that have their holy days on different days, based off of what they fully persuaded in their own mind about, and whatever you know the Most High may have given them. Right. To read on.
Or of the new moon,
Right.
or of the Sabbath day.
Right. So at the end of the day, it ain't my place to say if somebody not gonna make it because they keep it on, you know, the 15th of every month on a Wednesday. You know, that's between them and the Most High God. Right. All I know is with the scriptures and the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding that the Most High God has given me, you know, and a multitude of other different brothers. Right. We see it fit in the scriptures that it's Friday sundown to Saturday sundown. Right, I ain't really gonna speak, you know, or get into sin or somebody not gonna make it because they keep it on that. Right, we don't know that though.
Which are a shadow of things to come. But the body is of Christ.
Right, so that's it on that. So it's a shadow of things to come at the end of the day. When the Lord come back, we all gonna be on one accord, keeping the Sabbath day, whatever the Lord say that is. Right, I ain't gonna bash no other camps.
do you think? Because they just take the Bible. So do you think like they take it out?
You said what?
Do you think they used to take it out? Because no, they just took the Bible first.
You said, do I think they took it out?
Yeah.
Took what out?
Kind of they put some kind of confusers or.
Okay, let's see. Go to the book of Proverbs chapter 21 and verse 1. Go to the book of Proverbs 21, right, verse 1.
Proverbs 21 and verse 1.
No.
And it reads thus: the king's heart,
Read.
is in the hand of the Lord.
Right, so the king's heart is in the hand of the Lord at the end of the day. Meaning what? Joe Biden, Trump, George Washington, Abraham Lincoln, I don't know, the Roman emperors, right? All these so-called men of stature, right? Even the people that translated the scriptures, right? King James himself, right? Who was a so-called black man, right? King James himself, guess what? Their heart, meaning their mind, is in the hands of the Lord at the end of the day. So, do I think that they took stuff out of the Bible? Certain ones, yeah, but at the end of the day, we still have a copy, right? That's as close to it's going to get to the Most High God at the end of the day. That the Most High God left for us, right? The Most High God was not going to completely just tear us up, you feel me? And we got all this, we can't find the truth, right? The Most High wouldn't make it like that. Right? It even talk about that in the book of Revelation chapter 6, going into the penny of wheat and different things like that. Most High is going to lead the truth for us at the end of the day, right? And where's the truth? It's King James 1611 Bible. So as far as tampering and all that other different stuff, the king's heart is in the hand of the Lord. So the Lord's not gonna have them take all the Bibles, and it ain't nothing that we can go by to get the understanding and to get the truth. That's the Hispanic side. The other side is Did I answer your question though, King?
Yes.
I got a
Let me
precept
answer
if you
that.
don't.
Let me answer that.
So I got a precept in Revelation 22, but you ain't got to get that.
Oh yeah, and if you change in the script, really bring it up. If you change in the
Revelation
scriptures,
22.
that's a death sentence. Right, but what was you gonna say, King?
Okay, I was going to ask you, okay, is there any website? You
Oh
can
yeah,
go with?
yeah. So
No, not for, I'm talking about like if you want to support.
are you talking about like money wise? Oh, so it's called look. You see how that say? You see how that email say WFI Indianapolis?
Yeah.
If you type that in on Cash App, WFI Indianapolis, right? Yeah, the money sign first, and then WFI Indianapolis. That's our Cash App. You know, if you ever want to donate to help the ministry, you feel free to do so, King, right? Yep.
Appreciate it.
Yep. So, you got any more questions, King? You good?
Pretty good.
All praise to the Most High.
It's been a long time like I don't really pay attention to the Most High by His word. That's why when I see all, and then when you call me, I be like, it's been a long time. I don't read the Bible. I just look at it sometimes.
All praise to the Most High. All praise to the Most High.
But,
You from Indianapolis? You live in Indianapolis?
Yes.
Oh, well, hey, brother, anytime, like I told the last brother, we out here every Friday, Lord willing, every Friday and Saturday. On Fridays, 6:30 till whenever. On Saturdays, 4:30 till whenever. You know, and if you ever got any questions, you can either come out or hit the email, ask your question, and we'll get back to you. All right, King? All praise to the Most High. Continue to endure.
Really appreciate that from the guys.
What's your name?
Richie.
Richie?
All praise to the Most High. Real quick, go to the book of, stay safe, King. Go to the book of Ezekiel chapter 8, verse 3. Ezekiel 8 and 3.
Book of Ezekiel.
Yep.
The book of Ezekiel 8 and verse 3. And he put forth the form of an hand and took me by a lock.
Took me by what?
Took me by a lock
Read.
of my head. And the Spirit lifted me up.
That's all I want on that, right? It said it took me by a lock of my head, right? It's a reason why a lot of the so-called Haitians, y'all wear wigs.
Yeah.
Right? Our forefathers did the same thing.
Yeah.
Big dreads.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So just a little thing I want to drop before you left. What you gonna say, King?
Yeah. From way back from Samson time.
Huh?
It's
Talking
from way
about
back from
Nazarite.
Samson time.
Cut
Oh,
his
you talking
dreads
about
out.
Samson?
Yeah. That's,
Yeah. I mean, even before that. But yeah,
oh, it's even before?
he wasn't the one that started it.
No, because
Jacob
they have seven.
is the former. Oh yeah, he
You
had
have
seven locks.
yeah.
Right.
Because
Right.
you can tell they was big.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Cut him off and lost his power.
So, hey, let me leave you with this, right? We're gonna end camp on this right here, right? My favorite, go to Second Chronicles, right? Second Chronicles chapter 15 and verse 7. Second Chronicles 15 and 7. Get out.
The book of Second
Real
Chronicles.
quick, before we read this, brother, what you got to do?
Man.
Yeah.
What I got?
When times get hard, brother, and it's weighing on you, what you got to do, King?
Time just get hard for my friend. I was in a truck accident. They was discriminating me, stuff like that. After the accident, I go back home. I have to go right back to the hospital.
That's unfortunate.
And my mom have to come to support me and stuff like that.
So when those times get hard,
Then I was also asked God to give me strength, and then I went and get 2 jobs to back down.
so when times get hard, what you got to do then?
More like pray, kneel down.
You got to pray.
But you know one thing about
What else?
a lot of times we forget what we should do.
Yeah, that is true.
A lot of times we depend on
one aspect not enough.
Yeah.
So what you gotta depend on, brother? That's right.
Right.
That's right, bro. I want you to remember that now and really
I'm going to have to
embed that.
write verse about it, and that's what I'm planning to do. You see, like how y'all have
The fringes.
French, but I'm going to pen like when I have mine also have pen some verse that can also plan, because there's a verse that said that you got to write all over your house, stuff like that. So
Yeah, that's Deuteronomy chapter
yeah.
Deuteronomy chapter 6. Yeah, all praise to the Most High, right? So read this verse, brother.
The book of 2 Chronicles 15, verse 7.
Bring it up.
Be ye strong.
Be what?
Be ye strong.
Be what?
Be ye strong.
Read.
Therefore, and let not your hands be weak.
Let what?
Let
Not your hands be weak.
You can't let your hands be weak in this thing, brother. You gotta be strong. Because why?
For your work shall
your what?
For your work.
For his what?
For your work
For our what?
For your works
Read.
shall be rewarded.
Shall be what?
shall be rewarded.
And with that, Kwam Yashala.
Kwam Yashala.
Kwam Yashala.
Kwam Yashala.
Kwam Yashala.
Kwam Yashala.